Good evening, friends, and welcome to the front. We are the Pillars of Liberty, and this is the POLCAST. My name is Mike, and I'm here as always with my beautiful wife, Smooch.
Hello, hello, hello.
We want to, actually, it's good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Because, as usual, you know, the little ones got tucked away, and then we started prepping for this, and lo and behold, it's already Friday. Early Friday. We're kind of night owls anyway, so this works out till we figure out something else.
Right.
Which it's coming. We have a plan. We have reinforcements kind of maybe coming as well.
Yeah.
That will help. So we're definitely, especially because we had kind of a long day today, but you know that's just how things happen when you get two little ones and you got kind of a farm.
Well,
I mean,
starting up the farm.
Except for all the animals we have right now, you can't eat. They're all considered
you
pets.
wouldn't want to eat them.
We did unfortunately lose a member of our family this week. Our little
Cookie.
little teacup Yorkie died after 10. Was it 10 years? Or?
No, 11.
11 years. 11 years. But she's in a much better place. I don't even know how she was able to walk around the last 2 years. It just looked like she was on little pencils because it was the smallest dog I've ever seen.
But the bravest.
Very brave.
Yes.
I mean, she had the heart of a lion.
Absolutely.
And the size of a hummingbird. But may she rest in peace. So
yeah.
we
There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of action going on. So
Yeah, and so we think it's appropriate to start here in our own neck of the woods first.
yes. Yes.
Still the greatest nation the world has ever known. It's unfortunate that the people driving the ship, though, seem just hell-bent on finding an iceberg somewhere and sinking it to the bottom of the sea so they
I
can
think
level the
they're
playing
trying
field.
to diminish the identity of our country. You know.
Are you referring to our steward-in-chief, Joe Biden?
Well,
I don't think that's appropriate.
I don't
Smooch.
know. I don't know.
I mean, he's
Might
just a
be.
man. He's just, you know, he just likes his ice cream, and
Listen, I could tell he knows a lot about ice cream.
he does.
He does.
Come on, man.
Absolutely, he does. And I think really he should. That's what he should be doing. He should be working at a Baskin Robbins or
Like
something.
a tester, like
Yeah.
an ice cream tester.
As
like,
a tester or
is this
something.
flavor good? Is it sweet enough?
Like I could see him there too, like in a line, like "Where's my ice cream? Where's my ice cream?"
applesauce
But our
pudding?
patience is wearing thin.
And his patience is wearing thin
Oh.
too for
Okay, we
ice
should
cream.
keep it moving, guys.
Yeah.
No goofing off.
Yeah, no more goofing off. So, we're going to go ahead and bring up the first slide and talk a little bit about some of the things that have transpired over the last several days. Most of them, unfortunately, are not good. But
No.
it is the world we're living in right now, and until we start making those positive changes, it's just going to continue.
Yeah.
So, we just went black.
Uh-oh.
Stand by, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
A little bit of technical difficulties. I swear to God, we weren't drinking either.
No. We're drinking water.
I don't think we were drinking, were we?
Water.
So, here's the first slide, and I guess where we'd like to start first is Hudson, Ohio.
Hudson.
And some of you may have seen this. The mayor went into the school board meeting,
Yep.
sat down at the desk in front,
Like a boss.
informed the school board that he had already sought counsel with the judge, some judge in that area. I'm not for sure at what level, but he basically informed them, you have two options. You can either resign or you will be charged.
And that was to the school board.
Correct.
Oh, that was such.
That was
like,
awesome.
I haven't seen a video like that in a while. That was like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
You know, that's how good it was. It was like.
Yeah, he literally said that, said thank you, good night, and got up and walked out.
Mic
and
drop.
to a roaring applause of
Yeah.
the parents that were in that school board meeting. We had some other slides. I didn't get a chance to get them in there. They were. I don't like showing a lot of really gratuitous violence or just graphic pictures. There's no need to. We see enough of that in the world. So I'm not a fan of that. You want to see that? Fine. You can go on the internet. You can find that anywhere. And unfortunately, if you're a 13-year-old boy, you can find porn everywhere too. So we don't need to do that here. We like to goof around and stuff and joke because
and we have
what's life for if you can't laugh?
Yeah, we have crude.
Yeah, kind of a dry sense of humor. But I would love, and maybe there's issues with city ordinance, city laws, the way that they are able to intervene, I guess, within the school board. Maybe this it's probably a little bit different than most cities because I haven't seen. This is the first mayor that I've really seen get involved, at least on our side of the playing field, where we're like, I don't think it's appropriate. Sexual education is one thing. When you're teaching that to a teenager that's getting ready to get out of high school and move, into the world and hopefully be a contributing member to society, not just America, but the world. Because things that get built around the world, they just don't stay in one spot. They spread. I mean, look at the internet. I mean, it just didn't stay here. I mean, I know Al Gore made the internet, but it's around the planet. So these children, our children, they need to be taught the basics. Sex education, that's down the road.
I'd rather learn how to make a fire. Teach me how to make a fire.
Well, how about just teach them reading, writing, history?
I think that's all important.
Math.
But I think what I feel our kids should nowadays, especially with where the world's going, it would be great to know how to make a fire.
Oh, absolutely.
Shoot with a bow and arrow.
They don't do shop classes though anymore, Smooch.
Wood shop and stuff like that. That's definitely something that I think every child should have the ability to learn.
I agree as well. And it's unfortunate because I haven't been in high school in a while, but I do know in certain areas they don't do shop anymore. They don't do woodwork. They don't do, mechanic type training unless you are in a high school that's, specific to that. Like where I grew up in Milwaukee, like Tech High School in Milwaukee on the south side. That was where you would go if you were looking for a career in, welding or engineering, things like that.
Right.
South Division High School was for tourism.
But see, we had shop class back in junior high, for at least for me.
I did too.
Wood shop and
at home ec.
We had cooking and which was great. And nowadays, I just feel like everything is circling.
Hello Fresh. You don't need to learn how to cook.
It's
Hello
all
Fresh will teach you.
About expressing yourself and sexuality, and it's like, come on, I need some stuff that I can actually use in the real world. Like,
absolutely.
The mushy gushy stuff's gonna, it's
well,
always gonna be there.
It's not even mushy. It's not. They're not teaching people about. Well, you fall in love. That's a parent's job.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the emotional. How they're like, you have a safe zone. You can express yourself.
Yeah, express to me in the closet.
And I would hope my child, you don't need to express yourself to, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You just be yourself.
Yeah. Don't let people try to put you into a box. My cousin, he sent me this text about pizza, essentially, but it was kind of a joke, an off-color joke, which I'm into that thing kind of stuff. But it made me think, like what you're just saying, like how often you look at like a pizza or something that's round.
Yeah.
Like our Earth is kind of round. And the powers that be, the leaders, I guess, if you want to say, they're not leaders. I don't know what politicians, self-serving, maniacal people that are running the ship or running the pizza business. And what they want to always do to us is put us in a box so they can sell us, so they can hand us off to somebody. But the truth is this planet doesn't have any sides. There are no corners that we can go to. And when people start to realize that, they realize that there's no side that you can be on. We all have to work together.
Yep.
There is nowhere else we can go, which kind of falls into one of our follow-on stories. But I guess we should go down quick roll. I mean, unfortunately, we were rooting for Larry Elders, but the writing was on the wall, unfortunately.
We already knew. And I asked my old wise mother beforehand. I said, Mom, what do you think's going to happen? And she goes, yeah, they're not going to let Elders win. They go, no.
Come on, man.
No, they're not. They're absolutely not. And
the dead giveaway at that point.
And they had a couple people come out that said, they tried to vote and somebody already voted for them.
Yeah, there was 3 women that were interviewed, and they were talking about how they went to vote, and all of a sudden it said that they had already voted.
I seen a meme about that, and they were making fun of the one because she was an older white woman.
Right.
And it's like Joe, come on, man. The media kind of shrugged it off.
Yeah.
But they have no problem with the old white man in the office right now that, doesn't even know probably, how to tie his shoelaces at this point.
I don't think he even knows what day it is.
Probably not. But, the snake oil salesman won again. So good luck in California. Because that now, with him winning, and he's already stated it, that science won. And that the people of California believe in science. And I'm not going to go too deep into that. They'll probably take this show down if we do, because we're not specifically talking about COVID. Although I wonder how many of those people in that big group down there got tested. At first, which takes us to our next story, at first I thought like a new Six Flags was opening or something, and they were in the parking lot waiting for the gates to open. But that turned out not to be the case. Apparently, thousands, some of the numbers have been estimated around 6,000 to 10,000 now, waiting under a bridge in Del Rio, Texas, to be processed.
Yeah, but those aren't Afghan refugees, right? Those are just Central
No.
South America and
Central South America, China, Africa, Malaysia,
Pakistan.
India. Pick, as long as they're not from Cuba
Yeah.
or Venezuela.
Yeah.
We can't have those kind of people there because they need to go back to their country and continue
to be a part of the machine.
Part of the machine, the socialist dream, part of the machine.
Yep.
I always find it funny why they always say democratic socialists. There's nothing. I mean, why do you need the pre-qualifier? Oh, it's democracy. Democracy always ends in tyranny because it's mob rule. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a representative republic. That should be common knowledge to everybody.
Right. And if I hear one more person, I think people just say it because they hear it on TV so
because
much.
they don't know
Like,
what type of government we live
live
in.
in a democracy. And it's like, okay, go sit
I mean,
down.
they just recently, the National Archives put a harsh language tab on the Constitution and Bill of Rights.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It could trigger. I was just triggered. It could trigger people.
The Constitution?
The Constitution because of the language.
Okay. And can we move on from this subject before I get really upset? Because that's just a bunch of baloney.
All right. Okay. Moving along. SpaceX has launched the first all-civilian crew into orbit. And the bumper sticker on the back said, "We're out of here."
Yay!
They're close to it. They're getting close. I don't care if I'm in my 90s. Sign me up. Get me off this rock. If people like the folks that have been running the country and the world for the last 30 years continue, I'm all for it. I'll hang out in Mars. I'll do the whole make potatoes with, you get the point.
Yeah.
What Matt Damon had to do.
Yep.
and I guess he's an astronaut now or something.
Cool.
I don't know. But I think that's really cool. Some people kind of chalk it up to billionaires, spending their money on frivolous things. I don't think so. I mean, in the last couple years, we have found thousands of exoplanets.
Yeah.
The one that I found just fascinating was TRAPPIST-1, which I think is about 30 light years away from Earth. Now, it's a long ways away. 30 light years was like, well, 30 light years ain't that bad. No, it's a long time. It may be 30 years for you traveling there at the speed of light, but for everybody else, thousands and thousands of years would have already passed.
Right.
So we're not quite there yet, but why we gave up that dream, essentially after, we have the space station, we have the shuttle program and everything, but we've never really managed to make it out of really just Earth's orbit and the moon. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think
I think
it's pretty cool.
Well, you got to add something that was pretty cool. I think it was pretty cool that a Wisconsin police officer rescued a 79-year-old man from a burning home. And the Port Washington Police Department.
Port Washington, that's not Milwaukee.
Well, I said Wisconsin.
Oh, sorry. I'll thrash myself again.
Officer Tony Becker. And this is a feel-good story, you guys. I need a feel-good pick-me-up
Yeah, we
story.
do.
And this is one of them. He was getting ready he was patrolling an area. He heard some crackling noises, loud crackling and popping noises.
Like corn pop?
Like corn pop.
Like old corn pop used to do?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Exactly. And followed with a fireball, and he was able to locate the residence that the fire was coming from. The home was fully engulfed on the south side of the home, and he approached it, went through the garage, got him out.
Awesome.
Got him out. And I think we need to...
Did he ask him if he had the vaccine before he went in to save him?
No, but we need to make sure that we put the spotlight on individuals like Officer Becker, because it's important for morale for our country.
Yeah.
I feel like the morale is down.
Dirty laundry sells.
And we need to uplift each other. So, Officer Tony Becker, can we get a round of applause for him, please?
From the children.
Thank you for your service, and God bless you.
Right on, right on. Moving on to the actually, no, I forgot. We have one more story on this top, which is the most important story on this slide. I just kind of got caught up in that, all those children cheering. But I guess not everybody in the military is all hoo-ah and hoorah, and I don't know what Air Force, I think they go swish. Sailors either, I don't know what they say. I know what the Marines and the
You
Army
just
say.
hear a keyboard. No, just
Oh, no, I think Air Force is swish. I think that's what they do to each other
yeah.
when they're sitting at the desk, typing. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
No, there's Air Force, there's some good guys in the Air Force I met, so I'm not trying
Yeah,
to...
we got some friends that are...
It's just a little razzle-dazzle with the branches. But apparently there's roughly about 220,000 service members that are a part of a lawsuit started by two individuals that essentially states they're stating Army regulation, and I forgot it offhand, it's like 40-562, and I should have put that one up on the slide. And it basically states, if you've already been exposed to a disease or a virus, and you now have an immunity to it, you don't know how long, but that you should be exempt from taking that vaccine. Now, the Biden administration's trying to play word wizard with it and change that around to manipulate it for whatever reason I don't know, because I think that makes sense, seeing as how there's a lot of doctors out there that say, well, if you've already built up a natural immunity, if you were to take something for what you already have a natural immunity for, you are going to possibly do more harm than good to your immune system.
Well, not to mention that we listened to 3 doctors on the, Buck Sexton show.
Yeah, they're basically...
What they were saying is that the individuals that are in the hospitals right now, those are the individuals that have gotten the vaccine. And they're going to continue to go through different strains of the virus. Individuals that
A leaky vaccine is what they call it.
yes,
Yeah.
individuals that have not been vaccinated are pretty much like exempt. They
Mhm.
they're not going to, you know,
Now, that's not to say that they couldn't get it again further on down the road, but
they're not
for
going to go
me-
through the alphabet of strains,
for-
basically.
yeah, and I just look at the planet, this ecosystem we live in, the design. Sure, there's some flaws. I got some love handles and stuff, but I'm pretty sure God did a pretty good job on me. So
Yes, he did.
I'm going to
He
go
did
with
a
the immune system
really
that
good
He
job.
created for me,
Yep.
and take care of myself, eat right, take my vitamins like Hulk Hogan. Where is Hulk Hogan nowadays? I noticed
I
he
don't know.
hasn't.
But I think a lot of it has to do with mentality as well. I feel like it
Oh,
triggers.
amen.
If you're thinking about it and you're like, oh my god, I think that plays a lot into it too, like depression and all that.
Absolutely. It's like, as you think, so shall you be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good words of wisdom from the sage Dr. Wayne Dyer,
Yeah.
that we are the sum totals of the choices that we make. You think you're sick? You're probably going to get sick. Even if you are sick and you have a positive, even doctors say that people going into surgery, keep a positive mental attitude.
Yeah.
You're going to get through this. And they may not always, but why would you want to go into anything feeling like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this, I'm a failure? At some point, you have to realize that you're doing the same things over and over,
Yeah.
expecting a different result, but you're getting the same outcome.
Yeah.
And a lot of that just comes down to, as Smooch said, it's your attitude. It's the way you're looking at things.
Yeah.
And I now more than ever, and I think I've said this a couple times already, you look at all the things that are going on in our world and the small blue dot in the vast emptiness of space suspended in a sunbeam.
Yep.
And we are basically microscopic. You look at some of the planets and stars that are floating through the universe, hurling through space at thousands of miles per hour. They are massive, massive. And to think that all this negativity in the world isn't catching fire within people and bringing them down, I look at it, it's like it's affecting everybody. You may think it's not, but
It
the
is.
negative energy is just saturated our planet at the current moment. But you know what? God, in the end, will win.
Absolutely.
And we gotta keep the
Amen.
faith. We have to be strong, and we need to start. They always talk about, well, you need like a church community. We need to make a bigger church community. There was a time when we loved going to sporting events,
Yeah.
and you're sitting next to people you don't know. You get excited, and you're wearing the same jersey. You high five people. You get excited. You that you're there. You're a part of something.
Right.
And this person may be, maybe you're a Christian, maybe they're a Muslim, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. But you find common ground. And I truly believe that if we take a look at the beginnings of especially those three religions, they all start together. So why can't that be the starting place? Don't look to proselytize to people as much as learn from people. Look at everybody as more of a teacher and take on the student role. And I truly believe we could at least bring people together to discuss things
Yeah.
in not such a harsh tone, or people get all ratchet and stuff. I don't even know if they still use ratchet.
Right.
They get all C-clamp on you or something like that.
Right.
So I'm rooting for those service members.
Yes.
I don't think they should have to take the shot. I don't think anybody should have to take a shot if they don't want to. It's your choice. You still have a choice in this. Even if your employers are telling you, well, you're going to have to take it at some point. You have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Stay strong, America.
That's right.
So moving on to our next slide and kind of the meat and potatoes of what we wanted to talk about tonight.
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff.
And I'm going to take this take that down for a second. You can see all the halos on these just patriotic Americans that have really, brought people together.
I think it would be appropriate right now if you play that song that you recorded.
Do you want to hear it now? Ladies and gentlemen,
This is important.
a huge supporter of that real American hero, General Milquetoast Millie.
Yes.
He had provided a song for us, and we wanted to. It's actually his rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, and we wanted to share it with you. And we won't be standing for this version.
No.
We will be kneeling
Yes.
because that's essentially what they want us to do.
And saluting.
They want us to bend the knee. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a friend of General Milquetoast Millie's version of the Star Spangled Banner. Is it Star Spangled Banner? What is he singing?
Oh, say can you see General Mark
We apologize too. There's some profanity in this
Milley?
version.
Oh, so proudly commit treason with the CCP. His Marxist and communist roots will destroy our country. Don't forget about Hillary, for she stole classified information.
Hey, have some respect, Smooch.
Fucking sailor.
That's the best part.
He took a stupid picture in a submarine that wasn't even floating. Oh, say, can you smell that treason? Oh, our country is over.
Now, I don't know about that last part. I don't think it's over.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think it's over, but
You can hear me in the background with total mom voice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think America's over. I think our lifestyle is over. If you enjoy your lifestyle, what's going on right now, the convenience of going to a store,
Yeah.
seeing a lot of food on the shelf, which we still have because you go to a lot of other places around the world, not
Milk, chicken, red meats, fish. That's all. I mean, I just read an article today talking about how inflation's going up
oh
as far
God.
as food. I mean, we saw it in the gas.
Well,
and then we saw it trickle into the food market, but now it's like full blown.
Well, not even that. We'll share a little something with you folks. We own a rental property down here, but we're kind of far from it now, so we decided to sell it. In the last 6 months, on average, each month, and this wasn't our assessment of what the property value was. This is coming from Realtor.com. This is coming from Zillow. This is coming from the MLS listing agent that we signed with. And every month for the last 6 months, our property has increased in value to anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. We had a jump from August to September. It jumped over 5,000. That is that's unsustainable. We cannot continue on this path. And then you look at everything else that's going on, whether it's the debacle of Afghanistan, which Milquetoast was a big part of.
Millie.
Yeah. Also his belief that he wants to understand white rage. Well, that I think this is a perfect time for him to understand white rage when he's grabbing those prison bars for treason, because that is what he committed. And the Pentagon has already confirmed that he did in fact call his equivalent in, they'll say the People's Liberation Army. No, it's the CCP. It's the Chinese Communist Party.
Well, it's only a matter of time, and rightfully so. He needs to step down, or
He doesn't need to step down. He needs to go to
He
jail.
needs to go to jail. But
But, you know, and that's why we put these pictures up here, because you got people like Blinky Blinken who just sat there and lied
okay,
under oath to a congressional
I gotta
hearing.
get in this.
Jump in, Smooch.
So
Hit them low when they hit you hard, or is it hit them hard when they?
I don't know.
I can't remember what
Okay.
Michelle Obama said, but
There was a Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing. Senator Rand Paul, of course. I wish he was my president now. Questioned Secretary Winkin. I'll call him Winkin. Sorry. About
Winky Dinky.
Winky Dinky. About who was killed in the drone strike.
Oh god, that guy just looks clueless. He's just
And instead of, and this is the same drone strike that we spoke about when after a few days, 3 days after it happened, we recorded the episode and we talked about the drone strike and what we thought our assessment was. And sure, we were spot on. Blinken said that they're still investigating if there's an ISIS-K member or not.
you don't know. They could be looking.
they killed
forever.
They killed the whole family, 9 people, and they're still investigating that scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on now.
When
Where's that Joe Biden? Come on, man.
when Senator Paul was questioning him, and he asked him point blank, was it a NGO? What did I say? Point blank.
I thought you said blink. I was like,
Excuse me. Sorry, I've got like residue from soda crackers in my mouth or something. But when he asked him point blank, essentially, was it an aid worker, or was it
an
ISIS-K? And his response was, "We're still investigating that."
What?
Then why did you drop a Hellfire missile on those people?
But
If you didn't know, what gives you the right to go and kill
Yep.
people, just
That's
at will?
murder.
Not to mention that, what are we doing? We keep hearing we've pulled out of Afghanistan. We don't control the air. So what are you doing? Why are you hitting targets without even knowing what you're hitting? You're getting your information from a terrorist organization.
Well, he openly said it.
Yeah, the Taliban.
The Taliban. So
Friend.
I just want to say that I am extremely proud of Rand Paul because he has fought Anthony Fauci. He's been in his face.
Mm-hmm.
And he speaks out. He doesn't care about what others in the establishment think or anything like that. He goes above and beyond in my book. But he speaks with such grace and nobility that I feel like you don't find nowadays. It's very rare.
I mean,
But he also let something slip out of the bag.
what did you say?
So while questioning, he also brought up the comment Rand Paul did. He goes, after leaving over $80 billion in equipment and weapons, our State Department failed to let American people... Well, that was my little addition that I threw in there. But Rand Paul mentioned that after the fall of Kabul, no longer were there boots on the ground. We provided $64 million to the Taliban as aid. So, ladies and
Makes
gentlemen,
perfect sense.
this is a couple weeks ago. This wasn't months ago. This wasn't last year. After the Taliban took Kabul over,
They essentially said, "Give us that money."
they said, give us that money, and we gave them $64 million. And they labeled it as aid. What else have they been giving under this label of aid?
Well,
I'm curious.
Smooch, you're going to need a lot of heavy, those real heavy 3 mil trash bags, when you're beheading people and children. You're going to have to put them in something. And those things aren't cheap. I don't know if you've gone to Lowe's or Home Depot to buy those bags, but...
You know what? Shame on all these politicians, because we were there. We were in Afghanistan. And
Smooch, these
shame
people
on
are
them.
saints. Come on.
Shame on them. Because all of those families that actually lost somebody, for what? And now they're going to sit there
under the Taliban's control.
We're still investigating. We're speaking to the Taliban. You know what? Screw you. You are not my countryman. You are not an American.
Did you guys continue to investigate, those? We still don't know about those cats on that plane. Nothing.
Oh yeah.
We've got Americans still, behind enemy line. Well, they're not really. Taliban's not our enemy, so I can't say that they're our good buddy. I don't know. They're not our drinking buddy, but we've been with them for over 40 years, so they're a good buddy. And I think it's just they're just paying it forward. The
I
US
think it's very laughable that the media is just throwing out all these words like, charismatic, in reference to Mullah Badr. I can't even say his.
He's a good-looking dude, I'll tell you that.
And that's the second in command for the government, the intern government there in Afghanistan, whatever you want to call it, because I don't acknowledge
terrorist
it.
organization.
That's what they call it. I'm quoting Time magazine, and they said that he's a very charismatic and what's the other word? Diplomatic.
I like the sound of that.
So now we're supposed to bend over and be like, hey.
Yeah. I mean, I look at these people on this slide. Not one of them has had to answer for anything that they've done. Whether that's lie, cheat, or steal, which, by the way, I guess there's an open investigation in old Hunty Biden, because that's something we haven't even got to yet about the dealings with Burisma, how many millions the Biden family got from China, and
That
here
was
we are
all
doing
ice
their
cream
building.
money, okay?
Or building, not building,
Leave
bidding.
him alone. He's a good man. Don't you know that we had the biggest airlift in America because of him? So you should be thankful.
The approval numbers definitely reflect that. What I can't figure out is who are these 42% that are like, you know what? I hear a lot of complaining about this Joe guy, but he seems to be getting it done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's showing, not really. But I am just looking at this and like all the things that come back up when we were researching this, especially that lost story about that sailor.
Yeah.
And I've in theater, I've seen some stupid stuff done. And one was by a captain. I don't know what he was thinking. He plugged his phone into a red computer. That's a big no-no. But, it wasn't on the level of having a server in a closet bathroom.
Yeah.
Where who knows what kind of information was on there and who was accessing that information. This captain just plugged in his phone to the laptop. So you can't do that. Once it hits that computer, it's like, nope. So he got relieved of his position and he got sent back, stateside. He didn't go to jail or anything like that. And I didn't even know if I'm asking.
What did the sailor do?
He took several pictures of it wasn't even a secret area. It was a classified area. But I don't know what the actual markings were on what he took. Essentially, it was the nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
And he showed him to his family. He said he wanted to have the pictures to show his kids later on to let them know what he did.
I think it was pretty dumb on his part to take pictures of certain parts of it. That's just me. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not saying, you shouldn't do that. You have rules and regulations.
Right.
All these people on the screen, especially the State Department folks like Hillary Clinton, they have rules and regulations.
Absolutely.
And those rules and regulations are the same ones that sailor had up there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the State Department and the DOD basically have the same kind of training that you have to go through when you're handling sensitive equipment. I'll say this too. I was not a perfect soldier. I made mistakes. I screwed up several times and, I paid for it. But I never sold my country out. The only person I hurt was myself and my career, kind of. I got medically retired. So, and that, to me, as far as what General Milley did,
Yeah.
you betrayed your country, sir. You don't even.
I wouldn't
You
even call it
definitely don't
sir.
deserve to wear that SF tab on your
Garbage.
arm. And will there be any accountability? Because that's all we're looking for in this.
Yeah.
Accountability.
We want accountability, and also, it's funny how you had the Patriot Act and everything else invoked, and they want to know every single little thing that we do in our daily lives. Well, you know what? I want the tables to be turned. I want to know what they're doing.
Yeah, because it's we the people. We have the
Because
power.
Not only are they getting paid, a great salary, and living a lavish life, and
Hey, wouldn't that be great to vote your own pay raise?
right.
Check, please.
I find it's time for the tables to be turned. We want the Patriot Act invoked on these politicians. I want to know what the hell my tax dollars are going towards and what kind of evil shit, excuse my language, is behind it.
Absolutely. But we're not going to hold our breath.
No.
These folks have been running a gambit for several decades, and there's a lot of it's like it's trying to swim through a swamp.
Yeah.
You can't really swim because there's so much crap in your way, and they have done that to protect themselves.
Yeah.
They have layers and layers upon protection, or just on top of each other to protect themselves from any type of law enforcement. I mean, we haven't even gone. We want to do an episode on Hunter Biden because that dude is a douchebag creep, and
hey.
he should definitely be in jail.
Leave him alone.
I know
he's trying to express himself.
I know he's got a brand new painting career. You know, this guy's never.
His hands can't stop moving because of the crack.
Well, I mean, I've seen some of his art. It was mostly in crayon, but it's not bad. You know, and I could see why people are paying upwards of, I don't know, $500,000 for somebody who's
No joke.
never
you get to meet my dad.
really
Just
done
by
any
my
art.
painting.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Wow.
no, well, you don't know that for sure, Smooch. Don't go making accusations
what?
about
I didn't say anything. did I?
our glorious
Is it
commander
okay? Would I
and
be?
steward.
Do we have time for me to? What? How long are we running right now? Are we running?
We're about done with the show.
About done. Well, I wanted to muster up the courage to say this poem.
Absolutely. You can go ahead, Smooch. Yeah, I think you should. I think it's a beautiful
Okay.
poem.
Let me-
Dim the lights.
All right. I haven't written a poem in a long time, so please forgive me if it's silly, but I feel it was necessary and it's from the heart. All right. Oh, Kobe. Sorry. Oh,
Sorry,
America.
technical analysis.
Oh, America, we have not forgot you. Oh, America, the land we call home, so vast, so great, it would make our enemies shake. Oh, America, we have not forgot you, oh, America, our pride, liberty, you are the hands of justice. With God's glory, united we shine through the darkness. Oh, America, you are not forgotten. Sorry, I was clearing my throat. Got a little nervous there, but
It sounded beautiful, love. I
Thank
think you
you.
did a really good job.
thank you.
Yeah. So with that is our show for this evening, this early Friday.
Yeah.
We hope everybody has a good weekend, and
I just got slapped in the face with my...
you'll be okay.
I'll be okay.
But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we might be doing a show coming up this Saturday. We were trying to do an interview with a chaplain. We're waiting for him to get back to us. If not, we might be discussing
Australia?
Australia and how we're ready to become Australia. Kind of.
Kind of.
So, with that, folks.
We got the crocodiles here in Florida.
Yeah, we do. Well, no, alligators. Well, actually, I think there are some crocodiles, too. Not positive, but with that, good night, everybody, and
Good night.
long live liberty.